Hey there, welcome back to Diesel Creek. My name's Matt. Today we are going to be focused on a project that's been sitting on the back burner for a little bit, and you guys, I think, have barely briefly seen it in a previous video. And yeah, let's go out in the yard and have a look at it. That's the topic of conversation right there. So this guy right here is my 2001, I think, Fontaine 55-ton Lowboy. Well, this is about half of it. So if you guys remember back when I picked up the Trail King Lowboy and got it on the road, I had bought this one at the exact same time, and I kind of bought the Trail King as a placeholder until I could get this one done, because the Trail King's not a bad trailer, don't get me wrong. But it's not exactly the trailer I was looking for, but I needed one in the interim because the one I had before the Trail King was just unusable. So I don't remember exactly what I showed you guys in that video I'm talking about, but this particular trailer has all the features I'm looking for in a Lowboy trailer. This has the ability to pin on a fourth axle, so that'll help you carry more weight, basically. It has an airlift third axle, so if you're empty or just not carrying something heavy enough to need the third axle down on the ground, you can keep this axle lifted up and not contacting the ground, thus saving you wear and tear on that axle. Or if you would happen to be going over any kind of like a toll road or something that counts axles and charges you per axle, hey, that's something. It helps you save a couple bucks. Now I said it's about half of the trailer because
the front fell off.
As you can see there, the front of it is cut off. It's not really cut off, it's just not attached. The neck part of the trailer, like you see right there, is still over at Buddy Gino's shop, which is where this trailer originally came from. He had bought this trailer with the intentions of fixing it up himself and running it, because it was what he was looking for as well. Much like myself, he finally decided that he had no time to do this project, and therefore he let me buy it and trick myself into thinking that I had time to do this project. It's been sitting here since like January, and I haven't even touched it, looked at it, nothing. And before it rots away, just sitting here on the ground, I want to get this thing taken care of. Like I said, I don't have the time though. So if you guys are following my buddy Sam over at Scrappy Industries, you'll know that he's been working on his very own Lowboy trailer, trying to get it all refinished and ready for a new life. So in the process of fixing his own trailer, Sam has gotten himself pretty well set up for sandblasting and painting and welding and doing everything else on these trailers. Not to mention, Sam has employees, which greatly helps him get more accomplished as well. So I called Sam up the other day and I said, buddy, old pal, I'm starting to realize that I have got more projects than I've got time in my life for. Would you consider taking my Lowboy trailer project and blasting it, fixing any rust or cracks that you see, and then giving it a decent paint job? And he said, yeah, I think we can do that. So that's what we're doing. Now that doesn't mean I'm just throwing my wallet at it and not going to do anything to this trailer. I have to take all the wheels and tires off of it and remove the deck for him, and that'll save his guys the time of doing that at least, and save me a couple bucks from paying his guys to do that. So I guess the very first thing we're going to do here is just drag it out of where it's sitting here and get it out in the middle of the yard up there where we can start stripping the deck off of it. Actually, before I do that and cause a traffic jam, we should pull the Mack and the Lowboy trailer up out of the road so we don't get all blocked in here, because we're going to have to load this trailer onto that trailer to haul it over to Sam's place. I do love that truck. It has been a great workhorse for around here. I'm really glad Sam talked me into buying that thing. Yep, it's definitely been sitting there a minute. I don't know whose bright idea it was to put that hook up there, but Austin's working on removing it. We need to strip this deck, and you guys have seen me do this once before, but it was frozen and terrible out. Now it's hot and terrible out. We never do it when it's reasonable outside. It's always just terrible. The good news is this deck doesn't appear to be held on the same way the other one was. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to get the boards off. Basically, I'm going to take the chainsaw, run down through here, cut between the cross members, and then Austin's going to follow me up with a grinder, cut off the bolts, and then this thing's going to be one step closer to heading over to Sam's. This thing rips right through these old oak deck boards. Sledgehammer to get because I'm not cutting right up to the edges because I'm afraid of hitting the steel. So I'm leaving a little bit there, so you might want to get a sledgehammer too. Get the middle one out because it's cut through. There you go. That's some true 2-inch oak right there, bud. That's firewood. That's going in the boiler, cuz. You can do it! Would it be crazy to try to unbolt it? Would we be stupid if we tried that?
Try to what?
Unbolt it. Let's pop that off the rest of the way and see what the bolts look like that are holding it on there. Because if we could unbolt it, that'd really be ideal. Now, who did this to us? Why? Well, that actually didn't go too bad. Me and Austin made pretty quick work of this thing. And yeah, we got her all stripped down. The boards are off. The bolts are cut off, punched out. And he went to look for a magnet so we can pick up all the ones that fell. And yeah, things look pretty good down here. I bought this trailer when there was like a foot of snow, so I really couldn't inspect it all that well. I was going on Gino's word telling me that it was pretty solid, and I didn't expect he was fibbing to me, but yeah, pretty happy with it. There's a couple places right down here. We got some scaling going on. You don't know how bad that is until you get it cleaned off and sandblasted. But, you know, if that's the worst of it, that's pretty good. So, the deck's off. The last thing I need to do is remove the tires off of the forward 2 axles. And Sam said to leave the back ones on so he can move it around easier over at his place. Well, that's 1 down, 3 to go. That ain't good. Got her moving at least. These old wheels are really stuck on there. A lot of prying, a lot of beating, a lot of cussing, a lot of sweating. was a struggle, but it's on there. I don't think anything that happened today would be near as bad as if it was, 70 degrees, but it's 93, I think, today, and all the humidity. It is brutal out here. I'm sweaty and sticky and soggy. I'm gonna go eat dinner and wring my clothes out, and then we're gonna take this thing over to Sam's place. Well, I cooled down and ate a little bit. Feel better. Kind of like a Snickers commercial. But anyway, we're ready to hit the road here. Got her chained down best I can. That ain't going nowhere. Better you than me, cuz. All in all, I don't think it's too terrible. I think there's definitely some iffy spots, but
for improvement.
Yeah, I don't think
some
it's.
Of the scalies here. What do we got?
Yeah, there's a couple on the main web that I'm a little, you know.
The blaster brings out the truth.
Yeah, I don't know what the truth is yet.
Right behind that dirt is where the scary is.
Yeah, the only other spot I notice is down here, where, of course, where they always go is right as it sweeps up into the, bend up there for the axles. pretty scaly back here. Might need to patch that. All in all, I don't think it's hateful. Like the bolsters and stuff seem real solid to me.
The whole thing is nice.
Yeah, Fontaine's got that part figured out. Yeah, I don't love that, but it's not real deep though, it didn't look like. It seems pretty good. Bag mounts are all pretty shot.
Super steely.
Paper mache.
Yeah.
All the bag mounts are gonna need replaced. Yeah.
Easy.
Especially for the guy that understands how to use CAD in a timely fashion.
No, the beams seem nice.
Yeah, I don't think anything's too far gone on it. I think I'm pretty happy with it.
Cause I saw some of those, like this was just gone on these Hendrix, like on these weldments.
On yours, yeah.
Well, mine, that's all cast on the Y beam. These ones were iffy-ish. Those don't look bad.
No, I didn't see anything on the suspension that looked too scary to me.
So the bags just blew off the mounts when you had to pick them?
As soon as I lifted it up, they just...
Oh, yeah. It's like, they were bolted, okay.
Yeah, they were bolted. The bolts just left the chat. Well, the bolts didn't. The aluminum that they were bolted to left the chat.
Was your chain too long?
I don't think the bags are right. Doesn't it look like those bags should be longer?
Well, I'm just wondering, is the chain too long?
Well, it could be.
Because it seems like that's a long way down.
Sam's got himself a real forklift over here. He's gonna try to fork it off of here. A lot easier than messing around like we were doing. These old Heister forklifts are pretty neat if you pay attention. The tilt rams are actually clear up into the canopy there. Tilt back. Tilt back.
Did you get further back?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I guess get back there as far as you can. Don't scratch the paint.
Alright, we'll try not to. Which one?
You might have her, driver.
Axles are heavy.
Yeah, they are. Oh yeah, he got her now. That's a wide load coming through. Now you're good. Nailed it.
Operating table.
I might need to get one of those. That's beautiful right there. Now obviously I can't follow this thing every step of the way here. It's kind of out of my backyard now. So we're gonna come check in occasionally with Sam and his guys and see how it's going on it. I'm not sure if he's gonna be covering anything or not on his channel. Scrappy Industries, if you don't already know. But yeah, I'm hoping the next time you guys see this thing, it's gonna be looking a lot better.
Oh, bud?
When I come pick it up, it's gonna look just as good as your Talbot, right?
Hopefully.
That's a tall task.
But it's almost that.
What do you got going on in here?
Well, the deck insert is in its final steps. Hopefully tomorrow morning we can get her in some shiny red paint.
If you guys haven't been following along, Sam has been going absolutely insane on this Talbert trailer that he bought. I mean, this thing is going to be just about better than new when he's done with it.
The only parts original on this piece are the 2 frame rails.
Yeah, he completely replaced all this stuff.
So these are all new cross member I-beams, the outside C-channels, like all the D-rings, all the stiffeners, all the outrigger brackets, and yeah, it's been a task I don't want to do again. If yours gets that bad, you're just taking it back.
I was going to say, would you do it again?
No. I mean, I guess if you're, paying for it. I wouldn't do it for myself again.
If I got deep enough pockets, he'll do it again.
Yeah.
Well, it's a few days later. Came over here to Buddy Gino's shop to finally pick up my neck pieces that were missing from the Lowboy. He seems to have gotten himself into quite a project here, putting a couple undercarriages on. I don't want to hang around here too long and get wrapped up in any of that stuff, so let's come over here and assess the situation on this neck. Yeah, so not too bad. We got the main piece of the neck here to snag up. That little piece, whatever you want to call that thing, and then a couple cylinder rams there, and I think there's some boxes of miscellaneous hardware laying around here too we're gonna have to grab. Now, lots of things here that you could potentially load with, I guess, but the only one I want to use is that little D4 side boom. Isn't it just the cutest little thing? Hope it starts. showed up. hook it tighter and let me just drag it over. Good. Well, we'll get this stuff chained down here and take it on over to Sam's place. Let it be his problem. You can see the reason it's torn apart right here. This whole main pin is what carries all the load while you're going down the road. And it's broken out of the pin bore there. The bottom ears of the Lowboy here are worn out from people dragging the neck on the road when you disconnect and pull up from the trailer. Looks like they were just dragging it every time. It would have to take a lot of dragging to wear down that much, I would think. And then same thing, it's kind of worn down a little bit on that piece from the dragging as well, and that's what ultimately led to it breaking that pin bore, I would imagine. Well, we're over here about a week later. Sam's guys have been cruising right along on this thing. They got her all stripped down and blasted. It actually looks really good. Very little rust pitting or scale. That's about the worst of the things right there, and really that ain't too bad, especially in our climate. So they straightened out a couple flanges I see, heated them up, kind of bent those webs around, got them back to straight, or close as they can get them. Back here on the back there is some airbag pedestals. All those plates where the airbags mount were all rotted away pretty bad, so they put new ones of those on there. And then they were getting ready to prime today and found a couple other cracks right there. They're gonna get that touched up before priming as well. Then he's gonna blast the last little bit of stuff they missed. They had it completely upside down and went through it, so they're doing a very, very thorough job. It's looking good. I'm excited to see it with some primer on it. Well, as for our neck for the trailer here, I actually let Sam look at it a little bit better, and he decided that he didn't want to be doing that much welding and hacking on this thing. So I ended up dropping off here at a big machine shop, fab shop that I used to work at, and they're gonna fix it up for me. This had big fish plates in here covering up this whole section, and they've already arced them out of there. They've been doing some cutting on it. They were on both sides, and they also had gusset plates back here. And our holes, they've already padded those up, built them back up, nice and thick like. Looking good. So this thing is well on its way to being fixed as well, and then it's going to go to Sam's for paint. The lock that runs through the middle here must still be in the shop getting worked on. Well, I really do hate to leave you guys on a cliffhanger ending on this project, but it is actually moving along way faster than I imagined. It's funny how when you sub work out to other people, it seems to get done faster. Like I said, we're moving along at warp speed, and I actually expect this project to be back in my possession pretty quickly here. So hopefully before winter really sets in, we can get this trailer put back together and just about on the road. I don't want to pull it now since it's all redone. I sure don't want to pull it in the foul weather. So we'll probably keep the Trail King through the winter. If I have to go on any winter missions, I'll be taking that trailer, and then in the springtime, it'll be up for sale. At least that's my plan for right now, but you know how that goes. Best laid plans of mice and men. Anyways, we've gotten way further along in this project in this video than I imagined we would. I kind of thought we would just end this video, me dropping stuff off and coming back when it was already done. But pretty fortunate the way everything kind of worked out with my schedule. I was able to go back and get some of these updates as things went on here, so you guys didn't get to see. So at least you guys got to see some of the work in progress. I get people in the comments all the time telling me I should hire guys to help me get some more projects done or do what I'm doing here and sub stuff out. And yeah, that's great in theory, but at the same time, realistically, I enjoy doing the work most of the time. A, but B, you know, videos pay the bills. And if I can't make a video about a project, well, it kind of becomes hard to pay for the project. So kind of a catch-22 there, if you get what I'm saying. Some of the projects like this, though, that are maybe a little bit less, not desirable, but less interesting than some of the other projects, maybe as time goes on, we'll be able to sub more of those out to other people and get some things rolling that maybe you guys could care less to really see. Let me know down in the comments what you think about that. That does catch you guys up to where we are at with that project currently. According to the weld shop, the neck should be done here by next week, and I'll be taking it over to Sam's for him to blast and paint it the rest of the way. And then I don't think we're too far away from having that thing back in our possession. We're going to have to fire up the old sawmill. We're going to have to cut a deck for the Lowboy. We're going to have to completely replumb the trailer because we ripped all the electrical and all the brake lines and everything off of the trailer. Going to have to buy all new airbags for it, all new brake cans, and we're going to go through the brakes, at least look at them. If they look like they're questionable at all, we're going to throw brakes at it too while we got it all apart. And basically, once we're done and have this thing all reassembled, it's going to be basically a brand new trailer. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm not going to know how to act with a brand new Lowboy trailer. We're going to have to christen it by going to get something fun, I bet. Anyways, that wraps this one up here, guys. If you like the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button down below the video. It really helps out the channel. It doesn't cost you guys a dime. If you would like to help support the channel in a little more direct fashion, you can head on over to dieselcreek.com, pick yourself up some sweet swag over there at the store. We've got some new hats for you over at the store. We've got some new t-shirts for you over at the store. And we've also got a few more things cooking that are going to be coming out here very soon. So if you haven't been over to the store lately, head over there, check out some of the new stuff we got. You might like it. Anyways, like I said before, that's all I got for today. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.